Horsetails is proudly brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. South Carolina, a true leader in the equine industry. Folks, Merrill Lynch is bullish on America, but Ken Treadway is bullish in period. Ken?
Yes, sir. You bet.
Good to see you.
You bet. Thank you.
You are to the rodeo what Jiffy is to peanut butter, isn't that right?
I hope so. I've done it for a very long time, and I mean, I guess if it gets better as you go along, I ought to be about there, you know.
So how long you been rodeo?
53 years. I went to a rodeo the 4th of July. My dad and I started 53 years ago. That's a long time.
I was talking to Mr. Curtis over there. We were sharing some stories back in 75, some things y'all were doing.
Oh, he knows. He's been around. Curtis has been there and done that.
Well, you've had quite a few champions with your rodeo. You got Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious, and I've got the bull of the year this year. His name is Texas Black Twister. He's a great bull, and I've got like 601 year Desperado. He's been the bucking horse of the year twice, and I've probably had. I'm the only man in the IPRA that's had 4 bulls that's won the bucking bull of the year 2 years in a row.
Well, we were up at, folks, you can go to Horsetails TV and we did a show on Ken Treadway. It's pretty interesting with all your bulls there. So you actually breed your own bulls and everything.
Oh, yeah, I've got about 100 rodeo cows. It's got 6 generations of bucking bull blood in them. I've been doing it for 35 years. I've been pretty serious about raising bulls. And then, you know, I buy a lot of bulls and trade a lot of bulls. But we've got pretty nice bulls.
Some of your rough stock on your horses, do you just buy, sell, and trade them, or do you?
No, we've got a lot of horses that we've bought out west, and we've raised a few. Some of the horses I'm gonna buck tonight, I've raised, and you know, if they buck, you know, it's hard, a lot of horses, all horses ride, some better than others, but not many of them will buck. You know?
Right. So. You rodeoed, actually yourself competed in rodeo, correct?
No, we always worked, you know. We had to put rodeos on. My brother and my dad, we'd put the whole rodeo on by ourselves. We wouldn't have no help. We didn't want no help. They got in the way. So I never had much time to, we roped calves and stuff, but we never did ride no bucking horses or bulls.
So how did you end up in this part of South Carolina where you live?
Well, I lived in North Carolina, and we had a rodeo for Evergreen Skills there at Loring, and they was telling me about this farm, and I went out there and looked at it, and I just moved down here. I like South Carolina. The weather's better, and it's easier for me.
You married an old Southern girl too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that helps a little. but I think South Carolina's been good to me, and it's good for the horses. South Carolina's a good horse country. There's a lot of good horses and a lot of good horsemen in South Carolina.
Well, a lot of people think that you had to get west of the Mississippi, but no. I tell everybody, South Carolina, we're full of some good horses and good horse people.
Those guys that's on the board in Oklahoma and all that, they put all that stuff on me, but I can show them better than I can tell them.
Well, folks, like I said, go to Horsetails TV, watch the episode with Ken Treadway, but you can Google KenTreadwayCompany.com, and I'll tell you, you burn up a whole cup of Java. Listen to Ken.
Thank you, sir.
Folks, joining now is Mr. Curtis Rice, a cowboy's cowboy. He hails from Camden right now, but he hails from a lot of places. A hell of a cowboy. Mr. Curtis, thank you for taking the time. I don't know where to start. We were just talking about what brought you to South Carolina was painting horses. Tell the folks a little bit, what have you done with painting horses?
I went to work for Billy Graham, a big tobacco farmer in Orlando, South Carolina in 1978. He hired me from another man that had painted horses in Douglasville, Georgia. He wanted to buy a filly from that man, and the man wouldn't sell it, so he just raised my wages and brought me to South Carolina. And I was with him till he went out of the business. And then I went to work in Utah. I was there about 6 months, and the guy offered me a job in California. And I went there. I didn't like California. The people didn't like me because I took horses and started winning with them. Nobody else was winning. And Larry Westfall from Camden called me one day and offered me a job. That's how I come to South Carolina, back to South Carolina. And I worked for Larry till he went out of the business, like most people do when their kids don't want to show no more, or they don't need a tax write-off. And then I went to work in New York. thoroughbred breeding farm. I stayed up there for 9 years. Mr. Tom Waller, the racehorse trainer, Hall of Fame man, passed away. His wife sold out, and I come back to Camden, and I've been here ever since.
Now you said you was the secretary or the president of the association paint horses?
No, I was a youth advisor for South Carolina Quarter Horse Association, but I showed paint horses for Billy Graham before I was that.
And that's what you had turned out youth advisor over to Rock Smith, right?
Yeah, and I turned the youth back over to Rock Smith after I did pretty good with it for 2 years when I was going to New York to the breeding farm.
Because you really mentioned Larry Westfall, Rock Smith, and some more names that's just legendary in South Carolina in the horse business.
Yes, sir.
Along with Curtis Rice. Mr. Curtis, you rodeoed, bull riding, bulldogging, steer wrestling? What all did you do?
I worked 4 events in rodeo. I excelled in bareback riding and bull riding. I rode broncs, bareback horses, bulls, and I bulldogged. Never was a world champion, but I have $1 million worth of friends. I've been in every state in the union, either rodeoing or showing horses, except Alaska, and I ain't got no hankering to go there. It's too cold. Yeah.
When you said you showed me a good story in Ken Treadway, as usual, any story comes up, Ken Treadway's in it, but you quit rodeoing in '67, but you decided to try it back in '75. Tell the folks about that.
I was running a training barn in Port Orange, Florida, and judging a few pro rodeos. And I said, hell, I believe I can make more money riding bucking horse than I can judging. So I got back in shape, and I started to get on a few bareback horses and bulls. And I'd go down to Orlando, about 100 miles from my house farm. On Tuesdays and Thursday nights for $20, you can get on all the horses.
$20.
To get practice. So I've been there about 4 or 5 weeks and been doing pretty good. Won a few jackpots, both events. And I told Bobby Palmer, the owner, I said, run that hippie bull under me tonight. He was a cross between a Scottish Highlander and a Charolais. And they called him a hippie because he had real long hair and great big horns. Bobby said, please, Curtis, don't get on this bull. He's hurt everybody. He gets him down over his head and he puts him in the hospital. I told Bobby, I said, a man taught me how to ride a bull like that. His name was Jim Shoulders. 16 times world champion all-around cowboy. So I put my rope on the bull like Jim taught me. I rode him about 7-8 seconds. Went out the back door and all over his head. But when I woke up, I was laying behind the chutes on a gurney. My girlfriend thought my neck was broke because she heard it pop. And a little boy by the name of Glenn Campbell, who'd been riding bulls, came up to me and said, Mr. Curtis, here's your bull rope. And I said, wait just a minute. And I reached down and unhooked my spurs, buckled them back together, and told him, go win the world. The next year, he was Rookie of the Year bull rider in the IPRA, International Professional Rodeo Association. Ken Treadway happened to be there. I knew Ken trading horses and this and that and the other. And he tells his story on me all the time. He saw me make my last bull ride. And me and Ken have become friends over the years. He's helped me and I've helped him.
Well, Mr. Curtis, folks, I'm telling you, I've told you, Horse Hills is a journey for me, and I say it tongue-in-cheek that I want to be a cowboy. But I'm telling you something, I am a cowboy, and I'm blessed and humbled that I, in my lifetime, have interviewed real cowboys like Mr. Curtis Rice. And you hear the names you're hearing, folks, are legendary. And Curtis, God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you.
Folks, join me now is Rowdy Rice from Easley, South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
Folks, we see it in horse was a good one, and Rowdy's a good one. Rowdy, you've been all over the United States riding bulls, and what are some championships you've won?
I've won the South Carolina High School Rodeo Championship in 2010 and 2011. Past SRA and the IPRA, which is this event, IPRA World Champion 2013. I've won the high money winner at the IFR and also at the American Bull Rider Tour. So God's been good to me.
Excellent. And you're still making a living riding bulls, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got a 2-year-old daughter, so things are a little more expensive now. I gotta hang on a little tighter.
Well, you mentioned that. So I've got a ton of questions. You started off in the South Carolina High School Rodeo Association. Tell me about that. How was that? I mean, I've done several shows with great people.
Oh, amazing people. That's kind of how you learn the whole rodeo, and I still to this day I think that was the closest, my little rodeo team. You know, the closest, because you see them every day, the same people. So it really is. I would encourage anybody that's coming up to do the high school rodeo for your state, and then the top 4 in each event get to go to. I got to go to Gillette, Wyoming, so for the nationals, and man, it's really, really awesome just to get to travel that young and stuff. So yeah, I think it's super cool.
Now, your Christian name is Rowdy Rice.
Yes, sir.
How fitting.
Yeah, no kidding. My mom she must have knew I was going to be a handful whenever she had me. So it's kind of, with that name, I had to do something crazy.
You come from a rodeo family?
Yes, my mom, she's a barrel racer, and she rides in the IPRA and the SRA. My dad, he likes to hunt and fish and outdoorsman, but he rides horses, but he's not, he don't do the rodeo, but he made me tough, so.
What age did you start competing? And really,
about 13. I went and watched the local rodeo, and I said, dang, I think I can do that. And a couple weeks later, we went to a little place in Powdersville, Dale Elrod's. He had just a little jackpot, and I got my first bull, and I rode about 6 seconds, and I was hooked ever since.
Well, I see your shape, your physique, and I can see the strength. How do you work out? How do you stay in shape to bull ride?
Shoot, I ride my bicycle. I try not to get too muscular, because you can't outpower the bull. It's just kind of how I'm built anyways, but try to just stay your core. You want a strong core and strong lower body, your hips and your legs and stuff like that. Just try to work. My mom, she's always got me out there throwing hay around, so that keeps me pretty
well. How much is bull riding mental? I know you got to have the talent and the strength. How much of it's here?
Oh, I think it's every bit of 99%.
Really?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to have some talent, and you get better as time goes on. But you could draw a bull that you've seen all your buddies fall off, and when you have him draw, you'll be like, man, he threw Jay off, or he threw this guy off. So you're like, there ain't no way I can ride him. So he's got you beat. If you just go at him like, man, he's just another cow's calf. So
you started at 13. So you got some really young cowboys out there. I mean, what would you suggest for them if they wanted to bull ride?
Well, I'm having a bull riding clinic October 1st in Easley, South Carolina. That'd be a good place to start. We're going to have lots of good people there helping and nice practice bulls. You can look me up on my fan page on Facebook, Rowdy Rice, Professional Bull Rider, and shoot me a text. And then, like I said, the high school rodeo is a good way to start.
Right.
And back when I was coming up, there was a whole lot more places to go practice and learn. And now there's not. It's just kind of the whole practice pen and stuff ain't real big anymore. So you kind of got to either jump on a rank one, or try to find you a clinic or somewhere to go and learn.
So it's the proper term, getting throwed, bucked off, is that the process?
Yeah, getting bucked off. Yeah.
So what's the worst injury you had?
In 2014, I broke my femur, and that put me out for a year. Had to have 2 surgeries, and that was pretty tough on me. I've seen it happen, not the femur, but just people get hurt and stuff, and I just rode for so long. But when it's your time, and I think that good Lord is good. He's let me walk, and I've been doing it, for 2 years now, so I'm back at it.
All right, so tell us again how folks can follow you with your Facebook page.
Yeah, my Facebook at Rowdy Rice, Professional Bull Rider, and also you can you know, I got the Instagram and all that other stuff, but Facebook is probably the best way to contact me or get in touch.
Folks, there you go. You heard it from a good one.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Folks, you know the old PD Cowboy loves to clown around, and this is who I got. Mr. Honeypath himself, a.k.a. Haywire.
Yes, sir.
Folks, got a little Paul Harvey rest of the story. I said, was your family Honeya from Honeypath? Tell the folks where the name comes from.
Honeypath used to be an Indian reservation, and that's where the Honeya Indian tribe stayed at.
Wow. You never know.
That's several generations back.
Well, let's get back on the right path. Ex-bull rider and now a clown. So you involved in rodeo for how many years?
I got on my first bull when I was 9 years old. Daddy made me get on 4 that day.
And he was a rodeo guy too, right?
Yeah, back when he was younger, he rode bulls.
And we were small talking, so you actually won here years ago, 2003?
2003.
Right, because we was talking about a little bit of the history, so what was it back then?
It was later on in the year. It was I got the belt buckle at the house. It's the Congoree Western Weekend.
Hey, that's great.
Bull rider.
So tell us about how was it?
It was a good trip. I think I was like 82 points on the bull.
So you actually bull rode for how many years?
I rode for 15 years.
Okay. And how long have you been clowning around?
About off and on for about 4 or 5 years, but here recently about 2 years.
And you do a little bullfighting, protecting, what we call that?
I'm the backup bullfighter. When it comes time to fight bulls, I back way up over there.
I'm glad we worked that in. So what can we expect? What's some of your routines? You choreograph your own one?
Yeah, both acts I brought with me, I made them from scratch. I have my fried chicken rejuvenator and my little fire truck act, and we're just gonna clown around, goof off, and have a good time.
So do you do numerous rodeos, or just when somebody hires you, calls you, whatever?
Mainly somebody hired me, called me, go do it. I do some rodeos around the upstate, up toward Virginia.
You probably go around some of the schools and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I do a lot of high school rodeos.
Yeah. Well, good. So tonight we're going to clown around a little bit and get in there. So if folks want to get in touch with you, because you could come to do a smaller rodeo anywhere, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Best way would be Facebook, Philip Haywire Honeya.
Huh, that's simple enough.
Yes, sir.
Well, you're the funniest man I know.
Appreciate it.
Folks, we've introduced you to some pretty special people, and we're getting ready to show you some very special action. So hang on to your hats or whatever you're wearing, take another sip of that Java, and hang on, here it comes.